European, everybody.
Brother, Michael Jackson we are talking about
All right,
that.
718-554-8598.
Michael Jackson we are talking about
all I want you guys to do is make it make sense, right? I can't fight your reasoning, but make it make sense. Who's bigger, Bob Marley or Michael Jackson? Of course, we're talking popularity here. Call it alive.
Chin,
Yes.
Chin, big up yourself, Chin. Let me tell you something. No day, no time, Michael can't walk in a Bob Marley shoe. Them in a two different class. Michael Jackson big, but me I tell you say he can't walk in a Bob Marley shoe at the time.
Why you say so, though? Give me a why.
Because, listen to me. Listen Bob Marley music them. Listen the man, classic, every Michael Jackson start walking in a Bob Marley shoes there.
All right.
All right, Colin.
Some would say that he's moonwalking in those shoes. Call it alive.
Yes. So I am calling to say, while I am a Jackson, Bob Marley is the greatest and the largest because he's not only a musician. Bob Marley transcends into politics. Bob Marley transcends into war. Bob Marley transcends into building up the people of Africa, which is one of the largest continents on this planet. And to this day, I have traveled, and countries that I have been to, Bob Marley is played more than any Michael Jackson music. And I am a Jamaican, however, because of his legacy, which continues with his children, he will continue to be the greatest.
All right. Call it alive.
To me personally, minute the under the same category as being as with regards to popularity and worldwide recognition and everything. So me don't know. Me from state me I contemplate in my head. Me not think none bigger than none, to be honest. Me
You think they're pretty even?
Yeah, exactly. I try to say. Cause when she said to me, to my husband, it's like comparing Michael Jordan and Kobe. Both of them are great basketball player. You can't really say, because you said to one man, say, you know, say Kobe better than Michael Jordan. You're going to say, what? You see Michael Jordan, I've seen this, blah, 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 blah. So, to be honest, we really feel like them on the same scale.
Shenseea posted it on Instagram.
Yeah, IG.
IG, and everybody is, joining in on the debate. Some people say, hell no, are you crazy? Some people are saying, it is actually true. Call it alive.
Yo, Chin.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm can't the bias now. But I'm respect and rate Bob Marley. But when you're talking about, I talk about popularity, I'm not talking about no message or nothing.
Right.
We're talking about popularity. No, I mean, I think Bob Marley can't touch Michael right this up.
And again, I don't want you guys to say Bob because we are Yardie. You get me? Call it alive.
Listen, man. Honestly, without bias, I don't see Michael catching Bob. And forget about this era where he's still fresh. But Bob Marley music has got transcend and live even way after Michael Jackson music because of the message in Bob Marley music.
Yes, brethren.
Yes, I.
Well, listen, this is the reason why you're going to have to give Bob Marley. 2000 when him have sang the song. Which song was it? One Love, One Heart. Right? Second thing, if you was watching the World Cup in Qatar, you would hear Bob Marley song playing in the stadium in Qatar. That's the reason why I have to give Bob Marley the edge.
Phone line them are burn up. Car sound chat turn up. Call it alive.
Hey, I know I'm saying them, but I'm not because he called it the what can more and love. Everywhere in the world, people sing One Love. So you can understand the conversation and start one different conversation.
I am going to say Bob Marley. When you think of his songs, it gives people hope wherever they are in this world. When you listen to No Woman No Cry, and then when he says in the song, he said, emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but yourself can free your mind. His words are very powerful and it gives people hope.
All right. Now, to that, and again, you know me, I want controversial conversation, right? We're acting as if Michael doesn't have, a spiritual and uplifting and message songs as well. Even though he's the king of pop, him did have some bad song.
Yeah, good night.
Good night.
Yeah, Michael Jackson way bigger than Bob Marley, man.
Way?
When you check it out, when Michael Jackson died the next week, so much record himself that week alone.
So Michael Jackson is way bigger.
Yeah, way bigger. Way bigger.
All right, 718-554-8598. Call you live. Evelyn.
I travel the world. I've been to over 50 countries, and everywhere I go, everybody know Bob Marley. But I'm gonna say Michael Jackson have more, because if you even show a 2-year-old child Michael Jackson picture and Bob Marley, they know Michael Jackson. So when you go around the world, you see these little young kids, everybody, Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson. So I'm gonna say Michael Jackson.
Call you live.
Rasta youth, you know, lately Jamaican people start listening Bob Marley. You know. And white people make Jamaican people start listening Bob Marley. So we're not going to expect them to say nothing better than what they must say. Bob Marley every time. Bob Marley are King David in my youth. You can't even compare Bob Marley and Michael Jackson. I say Michael Jackson is a good artist still. But when Bob Marley perform Marley to Square Garden, enough Jamaican never go. My mother tell me, when she go, a friend asked her, where you going to listen to the Rasta head boy for? And lately when Bob dead, and when Jamaican people say white people praise Bob Marley, so them gravitated to Bob Marley. Lately, if you got Jamaica go ask a Christian right now, no people don't tell them Michael Jackson.
All right.
No boy can go on Bob Marley. And the way them rate Bob Marley at down Africa, Zimbabwe. And if you're alive, you know make more money when you make. So no boy can go on Bob Marley. No care the musician in can go on Bob. Can never.
Is it Bob Marley or is it Michael Jackson?
Grow up now. Now put aside all bias, even as a yard man. This is an unfair comparison, right? Because the two man them are the two king of them genre, right? Michael Jackson lived for 51 years, right? Bob Marley lived 36. Michael Jackson started singing professionally at 6. So he had a 45-year career. Bob's international career only lasted 7 years. Bob never bust till 73 with Catch a Fire, right? And his career ended in 80 when he took sick and collapsed in Central Park and had to go seek treatment. Thriller is the #1 selling album of all time, but Legend was the Time Life magazine's album of the century, right? Bob coming from this little unknown island out in the Caribbean versus Michael Jackson, who had the backing of Motown and all of America's big media behind him, right? So while Michael Jackson was more popular and went to more places than Bob because he had a longer career, based on Bob being this little guy with a 7-year career, his career was more impactful based on the fact that he was basically almost, you have to say, independent because he had Chris Blackwell and Island Records behind him. He didn't have Berry Gordy and Motown and all these other big labels. And American media, matter of fact, Black American media did not push. They did not like Bob Marley, right? Even though when he went to Zimbabwe at the independence celebration 1980, the people there knew his song Zimbabwe more than they knew the words. They didn't even know the words to their own new national anthem. You know what I'm saying? So he was, based on his short career and the fact that he's from this little obscure island in the middle of nowhere, and had, I would say, Bob is more impactful because his career only lasted 7 years.
Call you alive.
Both Bob Marley and Michael Jackson not only big and large internationally, but universally and microscopically, Bob Marley at the edge.
When you look at impact, when you look at popularity, and your sister them is so closely matched,
right?
You have to start adding in the other things. So then one person would say, well, Bob, the children kept his name alive, so the legacy lives further. That's in Bob's side. This man saying cultural trends and iconic images would be on Michael's side. You understand? Because you have to do that, because we can't just leave it at popularity. It won't work.
718-554-8598. Phone line them bun up. Cool now, man.
Yo. Now, not to bend the conversation, but we remember that this song and this video changed the direction of music altogether. Changed music videos altogether. This was a movie. This was a movie on a music video.
On a scale of popularity, the both of them, I would say, are about equal. When the gentleman just called and said Micheal Jackson had the glove and Micheal Jackson did the moonwalk, if you really want to get on a socio-economical worldwide level, everybody find Bob Marley at a certain time in their life. Everybody that is searching for a higher level, no matter what religion or what ethnic background, they find Bob Marley. Every little white Jewish kid find Bob Marley. Yes, they love Micheal Jackson for the razzle dazzle and all of that, but when you come to a conscience level, everybody finds Bob Marley. You understand? So when they talk about popularity, this is greater than popularity. Bob Marley is not a fad, or a brand. Bob Marley is a legacy in and of itself.
The only other artist that I thought that was in the conversation, well, he used to be in the conversation years ago.
I don't think he's there anymore.
Which was Elvis Presley.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not there anymore.
And Elvis is Bob just rub out Elvis.
Bob and Micheal rub out Elvis.
Elvis was in there one time.
The Beatles would have been there one time, and I think that them probably might, them is strictly now too, because Bob and Micheal, the one thing I would say about Bob though, is as the caller came in and said, you can still hear Bob Marley playing in a dance today. You understand my message? And you go to a dance with regular people, young people, everybody still a play Bob. So to me, if you're not, a lot more people wouldn't be, people aren't more, even in American parties, they're not really going to draw for a Micheal Jackson in a current party. It would be an oldest party. That keeps Bob more current. You understand? Because any dance you go, pretty much, you got to have two Bob Marley players.
All right, call it live.
Mr. Chin.
May I do the right thing?
Tell the right thing. Anyway, Mr. Chin, we're talking about 2 of 3 people who draw the most crowd in the world. But that's a different day. The Pope is the third one. Anyway, you see when we compare Bob and Micheal, it's like East and West, it's like oil and water. And why I say that is 2 different crowds, my brethren, 2 different audiences. You see, in the music where you play up so far, and the juvenile thing and the disco thing and the jump up thing and the little young people them thing and ray, the dance thing and ray, you know. Baba deal with spiritual consciousness. Just as the lady said before, you have some people who listen to my Bob Marley and come like a church them going on. No people know so Psalms and Proverbs Bob sing ball. Besides them love music them, it's a different thing. Bob come like the Bible. Everywhere in the world you go, you can't hear about Bob. And you know what I'm saying is Bob get the edge every time. Although Micheal is popular, but Bob get the edge wide. It's come like island water, you know.